Hey, welcome back, everyone. Okay, I was at the store the other day, and I was going to pick up some hoagie rolls because I was dying for cheesesteaks. And the price for a six-pack of 6-inch hoagie rolls, $4.99. I mean, it's ridiculous. So I thought to myself, I could probably do this at home a lot cheaper and a lot healthier. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how I make hoagie rolls. I hope you enjoy. All right, so first things first, I have my handy dandy recipe right here. And since I'm going to be doubling up the recipe, everything is doubled up. Because for 1 cup of milk, I have 2. Because for 3 cups of flour, I have 6 and a backup. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get this started. First thing we need to do is take the 2 cups of milk. I want to put it inside of a glass bowl here, and it says to warm the milk up. So we're going to go ahead and pop this in the microwave. Give it about 40 seconds. When we come back, we'll get it all together. All right, for the reason for putting the milk in the microwave, you want it warm milk because we're going to be adding 2 tablespoons of instant dry yeast. Now, I like to take my instant dry yeast, and I do like to put it in the whatever liquid I'm going to be using first. Make sure that it's still alive and everything is working. Go ahead and dump that right in there. And then here I have 2 tablespoons of sugar. And what you want to do is you just want to give this a good whisking through. Now, guys, make sure when you put your milk in the microwave, don't heat it past 100 degrees. 90, 95 degrees is perfect. Anything higher than 110 will kill your yeast. And anything below 60 degrees will neutralize the yeast and slow it down and won't let it work to its full capacity. So what I'm doing here is I'm stirring it and I'm adding a lot of air to it. Oxygen helps with production of yeast. All right, I'm gonna let that go just like that. And what you'll see is you'll start to see a little bubble on top. When you see that bubble, that yeast is quite active. And then we're going to go ahead and get the next part started. All right, guys. As you can see, you have a little bit of foam on the very top here, which is exactly what you want. You know the yeast is active. All right, I have here 6 tablespoons of butter. We're going to go ahead and throw this in the microwave, and we're going to melt this down a little bit because you want the butter softened. All right, so we have our wet here, and we have our dry here. I have, like I said, I have 6 cups of all-purpose flour, and it calls, since I'm doubling everything, 6 or 8 cups on this. So I figured come in half, make it 7. The humidity is not that high out here, so it should be fine with 7 cups. Go ahead and get the flour in. Got your flour in there, 6 cups. I have here 2 teaspoons of salt. Never put the salt in with your yeast. It can, it's never happened to me, but I do know that it can deactivate the yeast. It can kill it. Should be good enough. All right. We're going to add our milk, flour, or milk, sugar, and yeast. You have 2 cacaberries. Add them in there. And I have here 6 tablespoons of melted butter already. Real quick, folks, I just wanted to show you. When you see the dough pulling off of your mixing bowl like that and leaving little to nothing behind, that means you have the perfect desired amount of flour and moisture in there. This is still kneading. It has about another 20 minutes to go, but you can tell that you're not going to need any more flour and you're not going to need any more moisture. All right, folks, this dough is done. Go ahead and shut it off. It's a little tacky, which is what it should be, but it's not sticking to everything. And don't worry about that extra cup of flour because you're going to need that anyway when you start to make the rolls. You're going to transfer this into another bowl, greased. Whenever I grease a bowl, I always like to use olive oil. It's a fairly neutral oil. You don't need a whole lot in there. Put about that much, maybe less than a teaspoon. And then what you're going to do is use your hand, and I just want to run it all around the bowl. So this dough is going to double in size, so you want to get as much of the surface area as you can covered with that oil. You really don't want anything to stick. Same hand you had that little bit of oil in, go ahead and pull the dough out. The dough looks fantastic. What I like to do is, personal thing I like to do is I like to roll it up a little bit like that and lay it right inside the bowl. And then we're going to cover it with a damp towel. We're going to let this sit for an hour. I got a damp dish towel here. When you finish making the dough and you had that hour for it to rest, that's the time you take to clean up your mess and get set for the next part. We are back. All right. As you can see, it has already risen. It looks fantastic. Put that over here. Now, do not push this down. Don't do that. Put it over here. What we want to do first is I already started a little bit of flour. I want to put a little bit of flour on the table here. This is slightly tricky and slightly complicated, but it doesn't have to be. Slide this right out. Oh, put that in the sink. Sprinkle a little bit of flour right on top of here. All right. This dough is very, very fluffy. Take your rolling pin, flour it, start in the middle, and work your way out. What you're trying to accomplish here is you want to get a rectangle that's about a 1/4 inch thick. First thing I want to do is I want to even up the corners here. So I'm just going to, don't throw those ends out. You can roll them up and make another one. Okay. We got it like this. That hair out of there. We don't need hair. All right. 6 inches. All right. Right here. Straight down. Just like that. Make sure you pull it off. If it doesn't come off, take a little bit of your flour, put it on the blade, and presto. And what you're going to do is you're going to take it. I'm sorry? Long way. You're right. Thank you, Mom. Take it, and you're going to roll it long way. You're going to bring it from one end, bring it over, and keep rolling it. Keep rolling it. Keep rolling it. Just like that. Now, once you got it rolled, you want to pinch the ends and pinch the ends. Hopefully you guys can see it all right. Pinch the ends. Now, come over here and pinch the ends. Pinch it all together. Don't worry about, pinch it good. Give it a good pinch. And when you cook these, you're going to cook these on the pinch end down. Now these are going to start to rise again, which is what you want. But hey, where do you go to get homemade hoagies like that are going to be that size? Okay, so that one there that I did, that I cut all the corners off, I made that into like a big old sandwich one. And Mom's already called dibs on it. Go figure.
You got that right.
All right, guys. Now, these are going to have to sit for another half an hour to let it rise again. But I have a little trick for you. All right, everyone. I'm going to end it here and stay tuned for part 2.